Hey everyone, welcome to the Friday Free for All Fest. It is the Friday before election being next Tuesday, November 5th. If you haven't done it already, make sure you get out and vote. It is critical. The statistics, the comparisons to 2020, everything is in place for a Trump victory. Does that mean we sit back on our laurels, on our hands, on our thumbs? No. Please do not. The left is more intent on cheating than ever. Yesterday, there were reports coming out of Pennsylvania that police, and there was video of it, shutting down a voting place saying it's so slow and cumbersome, burdensome that it's just not, we're just going to have to shut it down. It's like, oh, so right? Republicans. Another Republican area in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, today was going so slow that the line extended around the building and down the block. This is early voting. America, wake up. The rest of the world and even our country used to do all the voting in one day and everyone could vote. And they could count all the votes in one evening and be done in time to get home for creature features at midnight. It now, folks, the Democrats are doing everything they can, and they're still trying to stop Trump. Get this. In Arizona, the Attorney General has launched an investigation into Trump. They want to arrest him. For what? For a possible death threat against Liz Piggy Cheney. Yeah, no doubt the Arizona Attorney General is a communist type person. Unbelievable. Now, what did Trump really say? Well, he didn't give her a death threat. But, you know, in the minds of the liberals, saying Lizard Cheney should serve in the wars she starts, that's a death threat? Oh, to them it is. Never mind all of the effigies of Trump being murdered, beheaded, etc. Never mind all of the warnings and threats towards Trump. Never mind the assassination attempts. Never mind the Democrats calling him Nazi, Hitler, white supremacist, Hitler, and then Hitler again, and then Hitler, calling us trash deplorables and saying we cling to our Bibles and guns. Folks, in the case of Liz Cheney, Democrats are very thin-skinned, lying little pussies, right? Like I said, they call us all manner of nasty names, including we are domestic terrorists. Yeah, folks, there is no fixing the divide between Republicans and Democrats. There's no fixing the divide between those who love freedom and those who want tyranny. There is no fixing the divide between a free people, America, and those who love the Constitution, and those who hate this country, our culture, morality, and decency. These are the people who want children as sex toys. They are. The first lady, the FLOTUS, Biden's wife, wears a panda outfit to greet children. Now that we know what that means, it's pretty sick. These people are fucking sick. P. Diddy, Jeffrey Epstein, everyone on those lists. Oh, I believe as I was getting ready for the show, a P. Diddy list was dropped on X, on Twitter. There's no fixing this, folks. They are going to go scorched earth on us. And when I say scorched earth, that includes burning everything. Everything. It is the Friday Free for All. Shit has hit the fan. I know you're here. Let's do it. Ooman is in the house moderating this zoo, this mess. And we will be, speaking of the real zoo, back Sunday night for Sunday Night Live, the zoo, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we buckle up tight, right? And get ready for Tuesday. There are going to be some events this weekend. I expect another assassination attempt against President Trump. I do, and I'm not just trying to scare people. I'm expecting it. They are scared to death of it, and you and me. And hopefully you guys are on Twitter, X, and you've got me, you're following the prepared mind there. There was a Marine sergeant, a bit of an older fella like I am, wearing his dress blue, and he gave a little speech, a very short speech, less than a minute, that we know it's coming. We know it's bound to happen. We don't have to say what we're going to do. We know what will be done if these people pull their shit. I think the Marines out there, the veterans, the soldiers out there, the veterans are ready. The patriots out there, the sportsmen out there, we're ready if the left gets out of hand. We need to very loudly, very quickly stand up and protect our country should the left get violent. Assist law enforcement, assist the government in maintaining control. There is going to be a call for violence if they cannot cheat big enough. I'm telling you, folks, I'm not trying to be a fear porn type of guy, but I'm telling you, it is going to happen at this point. They are panicking. Get your questions down below because we're going to do the shotgun approach. Me, you, right here on the Friday Free for All. So get your questions in, your comments in. Ooh, man, of course, we'll sort you out, make some sense of it all, and have some fun. But we're gonna have some fun, folks. Did Trump actually make a death threat? Whoa, no, he didn't. But the left is grasping at everything they can. They're clawing, they're hanging on to all they can. The media is losing its shit. Commentators who have a modicum of conservatism, a smidge of reality, are walking off of broadcasts with Washington Post and other media sources. They're tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of the bullshit. All the bullshit. In fact, Chin Music has sent me an email. Basically, he says, fuck these people. He's got a picture of Biden, right? There's a lot of us don't give a shit. It is going to be go time. Not because we want it to be, folks, but because they do. And the winning part of the deal, is we're ready this time. Folks, Trump, according to Chin Music and many others, is no longer running against Kamala Harris. She has been soundly defeated. Trump is now running against election theft. He's running against the deep state. He's running against people that do not love our country, if they ever did. Okay, Mr. Ooman, I know we got some startups out there. I know I'm coming right at you fast. What do we want to discuss? Get your comments down below. You don't get the second half of the show. You're sharing the whole show with me. And it is Diving Frog in the house. And he says, John, Bill Gates, that's right, the founder of Microsoft. I might say the theft of Microsoft. Bill Gates. He gave Kamala $50 million in a donation that was secret. Why would she need $50 million, only being 4 days from the election? Well, I tell you what I'm going to do here, Mr. Diving Frog. I'm going to dig deep into the gray matter. I'm going to use the magic Johnny Carson envelope. Oh, yes, there it is. Aha. Bill Gates gave $50 million to Kamala. A very inexpensive presidential pardon is what he just paid for. But you're like, the vice president cannot pardon anyone. Well, the prediction from John, the prepared mind, is the prophet of prepping, only in a secular sense, but a prophet nonetheless. Have we or have we not discussed what is coming and been correct? Not as a predictor of the future, but as a thinker about facts. Is it would be very quick, very easy, and it is being widely spread that Joe Biden will resign. That he's going to be forced to resign as president. Or he could slip on a banana peel, and ride his tricycle down the stairs and choke on an ice cream cone, and Kamala becomes the president and imbued with the power of pardons for all the bad people out there that donate lots of money to her. I don't know if that's where you were going, Mr. Diving Frog, because on the other side, Kamala or her campaign is yanking money out of the campaign. She is canceling ads, not paying for ads, walking away from certain states that she's losing, knowing she's going to lose and lose big, that the cheat is not going to work in some places, and she is focusing her efforts in the states that she can try and cheat and win. I would not be surprised, folks, if their best election fraudsters don't go to those states as requested, because this is what Joe Biden put together and Kamala can take over.
We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. Voter fraud. We have put together voter fraud. We have put together voter fraud, the most extensive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
There it is. Voter fraud. That's my answer to your question. Why would Bill Gates give her money? She's obviously losing. She doesn't have money to run everywhere. And why would she if she's going to lose? So that's it. That's my prediction. If anyone else has another thought on that, let me know. Let me know. Okay, let's move on if we shall. Michigan, speaking of voter fraud, Michigan election experts exposed 125,000 ballots that were cast by the same voter. Now, Laura Trump has called this a glitch. Oh, the ballots have been removed. But someone here needs to be arrested. Someone here, not just the investigations. I'm tired of investigations. I've had investigations about this and that my whole life, going all the way back to Watergate. As a kid, Watergate, I don't remember a whole lot about it, but it was going on. Anyways, it may have been a glitch, but I've never heard of another glitch that created 125,000 ballots. Now, are they going to call it when, let's see, 200 people live in a flop house, a homeless man shelter? Are they going to say that the thousands of ballots sent there was a glitch? Always a glitch. It's glitch. Everything the Democrats say, these cheating pieces of shit, it's a glitch. It was a glitch. It's a glitch. It's a glitch. Oh, we got a glitch over here. Kind of like the voting machine in Kentucky that showed. Guy kept pushing on the Trump button, and it kept marking Kamala Harris. Funny. What's funny is there's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer does that. Interestingly, in that one, he tries pushing the Obama button, and John McCain, Senator McCain, keeps coming up as the one he pushed. And then every time he pushed it, McCain got more and more votes. Of course, that's a joke. It was just a cartoon. But once again, Simpsons seems to foretell a lot. Of course, it's always after the fact that someone goes back and finds a Simpsons episode where there's something that's related to what's being done. But, folks, we need to keep a close eye. States like Michigan, big-time cheating. Wisconsin, big-time cheating. Needs to be stopped. And they're cheating in Pennsylvania. They're going to lose Pennsylvania, folks. They're going to lose Pennsylvania big. But can Kamala make it look smaller with fraud and cheating? Can Kamala and the Democrats shrink it down and then say, oh, we're going to have to keep the counting open for a few days here while we ship in more ballots? I mean, while we recount the ballots. I am so sick of these fucking liberals and their cheating. I'd love to hear the day when there's cheating that favors Trump. When something happens, And they go, oh, Trump cheated. I have not seen any fucking evidence ever that machines switched votes over to Trump, that ballots were printed pre-marked with Trump. That's never been shown. Even though Democrats claim it's happened, it's never been shown. The violence, folks, the tempers out there, the tempers, conservative, soft-spoken, gentle, conservative Republican types in social media are now using fiery rhetoric in their responses and commentary. Let's do this, Mr. Uman. I'm thinking we've got some more people ready. I haven't checked, but we do. It's Chin Music. And he says, one place I can't remember a guy in line was told they were going to close soon as a bus of suspect persons of color were escorted in to vote. Persons of color, folks, is code for illegal people with a tan. Too bad you can't remember the city, but I did see a news story where white American tax-paying nationals were standing in line to vote, and several illegal-looking immigrant-type people were marched up to the front. They just bypassed the line going all the way to the front. Now, I'll tell you this. I was standing in line yesterday. And a couple of POCs showed up. They looked like they were Southeast Asian. If I could take a crack at their place of national origin, not their race, their national origin. And they walked all the way up to the front, and then they were turned around and sent to the back of the fucking line. Now, while I was in line, several people who were had handicaps, what we used to call handicaps, not disabled or unable, they were brought in and escorted in line right in front of me, and I was good with it. It was a nice old lady in a wheelchair. Get her in and out. That was fine. I was good with that. But yeah, people who are able-bodied and want to vote, get in fucking line. Unbelievable. Yep. They're wanting to vote, people, but the fact that they're going to close soon, I know early voting is set up a little differently than Tuesday, the actual legitimate vote day. It was weird voting early, folks, because I voted for the win. I voted for not Kamala. I voted for not destroying the country. I voted for not, I literally voted for not making abortion on demand legal. I voted not for that. And I wore my Trump hat doing it. Not one fucking person said a word to me. In fact, I didn't even see a sign that said you couldn't do that you couldn't wear partisan shit, even though people were clearly wearing very red shirts and people wearing very blue shirts. But, you know, was that political in nature? No idea. No idea. Anyways, Chin, yeah, I've had it with these protected classes, these special groups. Now, they want to go after Trump for a crime, do they? He threatened a former Congress shit, Liz Cheney. She's not even in office. How is he threatening an official? He's not. She's not in fucking office. She's a washed up has-been wannabe who is a fucking loser, Liz Cheney. And he didn't threaten her. But if you want crime, I think Kamala Harris says, no one's above the law. No one's above the law. Anyways, turns out the White House changed, altered, modified, plagiarized, changed the script, the transcript of Biden's garbage comment about you, me, and people who support Trump. You know what that is? That's a breach of protocol. It's a breach of protocol. It's a fucking crime. There is a record, a presidential record of what is said. And that is not, it's not allowed. It's prohibited. They committed a crime. They committed an actual crime in changing what they said the president said. But that's what Democrats do. They're lying, cheating pieces of shit. That's exactly what they are. Chin Music wrote in and said, my reel on Instagram is heading towards viral. Arrest coming soon. I sure hope so, man. I sure hope so. Yeah, I really do. I hope so. Okay, Mr. Uman, I think it's my turn. Now it's your guys' turn. Here we have Uman. And he says, The Hill is reporting. And folks, The Hill, you want to talk about a political rag. The Hill is reporting that both sides are preparing to go to the mattresses in election legal battles. Lawfare incoming. Tell me we won't know who won for a while. Yep, tells me we won't. No, you see, I'm going to correct you, Mr. Uman, because you know. We will know who won. But the announcement, the official decree is what we won't know. The official decree. There's going to be many states that are no doubts, but there's going to be a lot of states that are going to be close enough. Close enough. Yeah, lawfare on both sides. Now, this go to the mattresses, that means go to war. It's from the movie The Godfather. We're going to go to the mattresses. They're not going to give up, folks. They haven't given up since the communists took Berlin back in World War II. I believe the Russian Soviet communist military got to Berlin first, even though they split the city down the middle. Here's the deal, folks. They're not going to give up. They've come way too far. You could even go back and listen to George H.W. Bush, the father of George W. Bush, the son of Prescott Bush, who was a Nazi financier in World War II, Prescott Bush. Right? George H.W. Bush says, there's going to be a new world order, and when we win, and we will, right? He was very certain that they're going to win the new world order, which has gone by many names, monikers, and worked through many different organizations, starting with the Illuminati of 1776, all the way up through the banking cartels into the Bilderberg Group, where it stayed for many years. And then it's just come right out now. They've come right out. They come out of the closet. They're the World Economic Forum. That is your Illuminati right there, folks. Big finance, big bank, big business, big politics, big media, big sellout politicians. Yeah, we're going to know who won. The downside of this, the thing that really bugs the shit out of me, is that violence out here on the streets can develop because the left is going to believe Trump cheated. We on the right know they're cheating because we already have evidence public. The police trying to stop people, Democrats interfering, intimidation by people with machetes and weapons, polls being closed early, ballots being misprinted, machines failing, machines not counting. They haven't even had an opportunity yet to flip votes with their Dominion machines. Oh, they're bringing ballots in by the truckload where they can. They're being filmed. They're being watched. It's going to be a fucking mess. They did this last time. They did it last time. Nobody showed up to vote for Biden the same way nobody has showed up to vote for Kamala. Yet somehow Joe Biden got 81 million votes, the most ever, to beat Trump, who got the most votes ever for an incumbent president. Now, what's different this time is we're awake. What's different this time is Democrats are leaving the fucking plantation like never before. Not that I want them on our side, but people who have a modicum, just a fucking modicum, a pinch of decency, don't like what the Democrats and Kamala want and are doing and have done. right? Black voters are like, fuck it, we're out of here, man. They're off the plantation. Instead of owning the black vote, 95%, not so much anymore. And they aren't quiet about it. They've got social media and they are not quiet. And that is fueling a revolt throughout the Black American voting quadrant. Same with the Latinos. Same with Asians who have firsthand experience and have lived under communism. They're telling one another. The South Koreans and Koreans are saying, hey, we know what communism is. Chinese expats, people who have migrated here legally, by the way, and become Americans, they know what communism is about. They know what hardcore social, they know. They fucking know. Have no doubts, folks. It is on. And Kamala's weak. She's losing her voter base. They've got to cheat. There's no enthusiasm for her, really. Just some radical wackos, and that's it. There's no real enthusiasm anywhere else. Not at all. Now, the cheating is at the highest levels, folks. It's really not the street urchins that are cheating. It's at the highest levels. For example, Colorado Secretary of State, Jenna Griswold, accidentally posted her passwords. Passwords were available online for months and months. And then when it was exposed, whoops, she hid it for 5 days to give them another 5 days to cheat and figure shit out. I don't know, put in backdoor passwords. I don't know what the hell that crazy bitch did. She should be arrested, not even given an opportunity to resign. Arrested under suspicion of a major felony. Election fraud. There shouldn't be any question. But this thing about Kamala not having the votes, again, every rally she does, she gets interrupted by protesters. She loses her place. She screams. She melts down. She's angry. She's ineffective. And she's ugly, folks, ugly on the inside. And it's now coming through and showing on the outside. All right, Mr. Uman, what do we want to discuss next? Who is up? And we've got Orlando, my good friend. And he says, John, it's like before, not anything but a spoiler, and they're shaking like a leaf. Why? Because they're yellow. Yellow means cowardly, folks. Yeller. They're yeller. Hoorah and Semper Fi to you and all the Prepared Mind family. They are, folks. They're shaking like a leaf. All they've got is the cheat. Can you imagine going into this and not going, man, we need better policies. Oh, you know, what we need to do is we need more signs on the street. What we need is we need more commercials on TV. We need better spokesmen and supporters. You know, why is it that everyone that is endorsing Kamala is a P. Diddy party participant, a sycophant, sick, perverted fuck? We need people who are not like that, right? We don't need Twinkle Toes up there dancing on stage like a fucking showgirl. No, we need substance. No, they don't have any thoughts about how to make their campaigning better. Instead, now they're down. They're like, how can we cheat? We need to cheat enough. How can we do it? How do we cheat even more? Let's see. We got voting machines. We got printed ballots. Where are these fucking companies that are printing fake ballots? How do they hire people that aren't going to shit on them? Turn them in. Companies that are printing fake ballots. Where is Kamala having those printed off at? Where are the Democrats making all of these fake ballots? Oh, they're making them. They're making them. I mean, the paper that the ballots are supposed to be made out of is supposed to be special. Not as special as our currency, our money, but they're supposed to have watermarks and other security measures into them for the sanctity of the vote. But that's all Democrats have is, shit, man, how do we cheat? We got to cheat better. How do we cheat some more? How do we fucking stop people? Well, let's try and close down some places. Let's have some election workers out there telling people to go home and come back later. Let's have people pull out their licenses and tell them they're at the wrong place. Yeah. Let's do that. That's all they got is how do we fucking cheat because we're low-life scumbags. We're criminal fuck pieces of shit. Let's cheat. And now it's funny, even Jimmy Kimmel, he might be in trouble for saying, hey, Republican voters, you should vote Thursday and Friday. He won't get in trouble for that, folks, because he could say, I meant the Friday before actual election, right? Because he made his joke while there was still a Thursday and Friday that you can vote in. Plus, he's a Democrat, and he's a sycophant. And whether or not he's on the P. Diddy or the Jeffrey Epstein list, he's sweating. He's sweating, but that's his secret to weight loss. It's like before, not anything but a spoiler, and they're shaking like a leaf. Yeah, they're shaking like a dog shitting a peach pit. That's what they're shaking like. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that one. I tell you, folks. I tell you. Now, this is important. The migrants, that is to say, the illegals, right now they're migrants until they get to the border. And once they cross the border, then they're illegal. They say they're not coming if Trump is going to be president. I say right now, turn around, motherfuckers, turn around, because you aren't welcome, whether or not Trump wins. There's going to be a fucking mess here, a mess. You're not welcome. Why? It's funny. The migrants don't care about you and me. They don't care about us. They only care who the president is. What's that tell you? They'll fuck us. They will steal from us. They will rob us. They will rape us. They will kidnap us. They will put drugs in our world. They don't care. They don't give a fuck about us. They'll even fight us. How many videos have you seen of people fighting for their fucking lives? People being ganged up on by 3, 4, 5, 6 or more of these scumbag foreigners. They don't care about us. They only care about who the president is. What's that tell you? They know it's presidential policy that Democrats are going to give them everything they could hope for. Now, in Russia, let me tell you what Russia's like right now. I'm not talking about the Ukraine war where they're kicking the fucking stuffings out of the Ukraine military. Oh, by the way, another $500 million, $500 million plus dollars going to Ukraine right now, and not a fucking penny for the people in North Carolina. Not a penny to help people in Florida or South Carolina or Tennessee who don't have their special insurance. I haven't seen anything from the federal fucking government here unless you paid for flood insurance, which is totally different than regular FEMA help. Up in those mountains, there's no FEMA flood insurance in those mountains. So FEMA's like, fuck you. But they're saying over $500 million. Money laundering. Money laundering and money laundering. But in Russia, when it comes to these illegals, let me get back on track here. Hey, how about that, Jen Psaki? I circled back, you dumb bitch. Back to Russia. They are throwing their illegals out. They've given people a chance to leave as directed by the government. If you're an alien and you're a Jihad Joe piece of shit, you are to get out. And for those who don't, the Russian, shall we say, law enforcement is going door to door in their neighborhoods and physically removing them because they know where they're at and they know where they live. They are having to, in many cases, literally break doors to pieces to drag these fucking people out and send them back to where they came from. If that's how it happens in America, I'm all for it. Illegals do not have a 4th and 5th Amendment right. They have basic rights, human rights, if you will, but they don't have constitutional protections the way we do. Be that as it may, if police can walk up to your door and go, wait, I think I hear someone calling for help. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. They have just created in their mind what's known as exigent circumstances, and they can come into your house without a warrant. Because I could have swore I heard someone calling for help. I could have swore I heard a crime being committed. And they can just barge in. Well, I'm pretty sure someone said, that they're illegal. And you can go right on in and throw their illegal asses out. Oh, it's going to be a shit show, folks. This fucking country, the United States of America, has been run down the road so far to illegality that we're going to have a hell of a time getting it cleaned up. But I tell you what, since we're garbage, we should know how garbage is to be handled and taken care of, eh? Hey, how about that? Hey, garbage. If we're garbage, yeah, we should become garbage men and women and take care of the problem. And lots of people, by the way, are out voting wearing garbage bags. A big F you to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Just to name a few, Chris Wray, James Comey, John Brennan, Clapper, all of these, shall we say, law enforcement, Secret Service scumbags. And well, why not people in the Justice Department? The other part, right? The Attorney General, Merrick Butlick Garland. Oh yeah, folks, they're everywhere. And we don't need to just take the garbage out. We need to get it reduced to ashes. Right? Burn this deep state to the ground. And I mean that metaphorically. It's just an illusion. All right, man, where are we going next? What do we want to discuss? Who is up? I know I'm going long. I go long a little bit when I get all all riled up, but it's chin music. Hang on, folks. This could be a good one. He says the left-wing media has tipped their hand. The finger pointing has begun. Their internals, meaning internal polls, have to be devastatingly bad. If the media figures out it's a lost cause, prepare yourself for some hilariously stunning acts of journalism. Oh, they have tipped their hand. They've let us know that they know Kamala can't win. But that doesn't mean the cheat won't start, commence, and be pushed to the max. Now, the media has figured out, or will figure out after the election, it is a lost cause. My prediction is the Trump victory is going to be so big they can't cheat enough. They've lost so much of the independent, middle-of-the-road vote. So much of the, well, shall we say, blue dog Democrats, the old Democrats who are like, hey, why are these kids cutting their dicks off? We don't like that. That's not America. We just wanted to make sure that we had good wages and good jobs. Right? Maybe they're waking up enough. They're losing the minority votes, that's certainly for sure. And people who don't like Trump, the never Trumpers, are like, you know what? They're holding their fucking nose and they're going and they're voting Trump. They're like, yeah, we don't like him. He's an arrogant. He's a loudmouth. He's brash. He's overconfident. He's this. He's that. All the reasons they wanted to not vote for Trump, they're going to hold their fucking nose and they're going to vote for Trump. I happen to think the motherfucker's funny and he's a brilliant campaigner. But when chin music says, prepare yourself for some hilariously stunning acts of journalism, I think that it's going to be interesting. I think they're going to turn on each other. They've already started, in my opinion, turning on each other, the media. They've lost the right-wing media, who have actually begun to get more loud. Those who are moderate, those who are allowed to be on television, on CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, to the point where they're saying shit, they're getting kicked off. They're either getting kicked off or they're telling off the liberals, like, fuck you, I'm out of the show. Literally getting up and walking away. Funny as fuck. As if their voice was going to change any Democrat assholes out there. All cable news and broadcast television is a fucking echo chamber. An echo chamber for leftist socialist propaganda. And no one watches it anymore. No one fucking watches it. So how are they going to get us back to watching their boob tube? They can't. So hilariously stunning acts of journalism, they're going to make up all manner of bullshit, and there might even be some truth sprinkled in there too. Like, wow, you know, Kamala, Even though the poll said she was close, it wasn't close at all. I guess we were wrong. Maybe we read too much into this, right? Yeah, we're going to see. They're going to blame pollsters. They're going to blame advertisers. They're going to blame Trump, of course. They're going to blame you and me. Will they take responsibility? Will the media say, you know, we misled the public so much that we lost their trust. And as a consequence, they went to the internet and they went to social media. They listened to people like Elon Musk, and they listened to Joe Rogan, and they listened to Donald Trump himself. How about that? You want the truth? Go talk to Donald Trump. He'll tell you what he thinks right there. You don't have to listen to what fucknut number 1 and screwball number 2 and dipshit number 3 said on CNN and all of the other channels. You don't have to go listen to what they have to say and what Trump said, because you can just listen to Trump himself. He did 3 fucking hours with Joe Rogan discussing his policies. Kamala can't even do that for 5 minutes. It's incredible. Yeah, stunning acts of journalism. Expect more. It's coming. Just unbelievable, folks. Kamala's campaign says Trump, right, wants Cheney executed by a firing squad. They can't get their shit straight. They really can't, folks. They just can't. It's unbelievable. Up in Wisconsin, right? This organization called Stop Bogus Ballots. They're now challenging over 150,000 addresses. They're not challenging people. They're not challenging Kamala. They're challenging addresses, a place where someone lives, right? And there's 4,900 addresses in Milwaukee alone, right, that are screwy. Now, what's a screwy address? It's an address where multiples of people are registered to vote. Can you really have 20 people living in one house? Can you really have 100 people, 1,000 people living in one house? Can you really have 4,900 people living in one house? Well, they've got over 150,000 addresses that are stinky, smelly, suspicious. The question I have is, how do you get those ballots thrown out? How do you uncount them? So that's the problem with a lot of this stuff, is how do you uncount them? Right? How do you get them out of the system? That's the big question. There was one case where a Chinese national, I believe a Chinese student, was here and registered to vote and claimed to be, checked the box that says U.S. citizen. Made that claim. Made that claim. That's lying on a federal document. That's a felony. But they came out and said, well, the guy's arrested for election fraud, but we can't throw out his vote. My question is, does the government have the authority to say, we know who these motherfuckers are that are cheating? It's the Democrats. How can they not know? Right? Because it's kind of like saying, you guys are domestic terrorists. You extreme right-wing lunatic guy. You are the bad guys. And we look at TV and we go, all I see is communist Antifa, fascist BLM, wackadoo terrorist anti-American Hamas and pro-Palestinians. Right? Those are all left-wing, left-hating, America haters. America haters are Democrats. They fucking tell us every day. So why is there any doubt as to who is cheating? Now, it never occurred to me once. Not once, folks. Not fucking one time. You can take that to the bank. Kamala can shove it in her ass if she wants. Not one time have I said, man, how could I cheat? How could I help cheat? How can I make sure that there's more votes counted? I've never done that. Never said it to myself. Not once. Man, if I could cheat, this is what I would do. Not once. Not once did it occur to me that cheating was something I should do. Every single fucking time I thought, how can I help save America? I should get as many people as I can to lawfully, legally register to vote, make sure I encourage them to participate in the process, and then encourage them, of course, to go vote legally, lawfully, one fucking time. That's all I have done. And catch cheaters if they can along the way and expose it. And if anyone sees cheating going on at the polls, around the polls, take video, take pictures, and call the police instantly. 911. Hello, police. I saw a crime. Get your ass over here. I mean, that's what I think is important. Wow. Okay, man, what do we want to do next? Who's up? Says, speaking of cunning mainstream media stunts, Fox News reporting there's video of Haitian migrants planning to vote multiple times in Georgia is wait for it. That's Russian propaganda. Yeah, that's right. Anytime there's a legitimate complaint, it's Russia, Russia, Russia. It's Russian propaganda. You bet. The video of Haitian migrants planning to vote. Somehow Russia got that video and released it. Now, mainstream media, Fox News and others, they're not gonna go out and do investigative journalism. They're just gonna say it's Russian propaganda. Folks, Russia would benefit from Kamala Harris staying president. Did you know that? Did you know that? They don't need Trump to help them stop the war in Ukraine. They're just going to beat the fuck out of Ukraine and break the American military-industrial complex by making them waste all of their fucking munitions. Of course, the military-industrial complex will just make more of your tax money, money that's stolen from you and me by the government. Hey, we're here from the government. We're here to help. Give us your money so we can send it to Ukraine, right? Like the 527 million new American dollars sent on over there. They'll just make more bombs, missiles, rockets, tanks, helicopters, jets. No problem. Just give them the money. But it's Russian propaganda. Folks, Russia has now got the United States in trouble. Actually, I take that back. The United States put Russia in a position where they had to make more trouble. They did. They tried fucking with them, so they ended up starting a war with Russia in eastern Ukraine by killing lots and lots and lots and lots of Russian ethnic people living in formerly eastern Ukraine districts, provinces, oblasts. Now, they don't want to call them states because that almost sounds like our states. So they give them names like oblast. Okay, let me continue. Russia was like, okay, fuck it, we got to fight a war. So then the United States says, hey, we're going to freeze all your assets, all of your U.S. treasuries. Well, that pissed off Russia good. Oh, you're going to steal a couple $100 billion of their money? Well, they'll just go around and, raise prices on energy and fuck Europe. Europe fucked itself. The United States fucked itself. Russia, right? Everyone's buying Russian oil, folks, Russian energy. They're all buying it, even the United States of America. The electricity you're charging your EV with, you dumb liberals, is coming from Russian uranium that's been enriched for our nuclear power plants. We need to have our own nuclear fuel that is mined, processed, converted, pelletized, and sent to our nuclear reactors. We don't need Russia. But, government and powerful corporations decided it would be best to shut down our industry, our money-making, and send it over to Europe and Russia. And they did. And we're paying for it every fucking day. And now we have a national security problem. Yes, we do. And America caused it. Well, not you and me, but the government. They allowed it. They caused it. And now they're laundering money to enrich themselves in an effort also to try and kick Russia out at the same time, knowing they're going to lose power in the United States of America, and they're scared to death that Trump is going to arrest them. So they're saying everything is Russian propaganda. I think the American people have caught on. I'm pretty sure. Pretty darn sure. I'm PDS. pretty darn sure that the American people have woken up to the bullshit. Yes, they have. They sure have. Let's see. Let's go back here to Bucks County, Pennsylvania. There's a 5-hour wait, more than 5-hour wait to vote. And the election officials there have done the bare minimum to comply with the court order. Bare minimum. You see, that tells me that there is an actual effort to screw people, to screw them. They're trying to screw us, folks. The courts where they can, the Democrats everywhere. They're lying, cheating, stealing, thieving pieces of fuck. And Trump isn't done. He's not done. He's still doing 3 freaking rallies a day. The man is imbued with power and strength that, frankly, I wish I had that kind of energy. I wish I had his physicians. Good golly. Hey, Mr. Uman, we've got less than 10 minutes. And Mikey G says, but I thought Putin endorsed Kamala. In fact, Putin did endorse Kamala. It came up and it went away, didn't it? Because it was embarrassing. Vladimir Putin was laughing about it. He says, I endorse Kamala. I'm gonna paraphrase. She has a great laugh and sense of humor. Right? He was making fun of her cackling witch-like noises she makes. He's laughing. There's no fucking respect for Kamala Harris, for Putin. You think Putin is afraid of a bunch of men who have cut their dicks off and wear fishnet stockings under their military uniforms at the Pentagon? You think Putin and his military give a shit about Washington, D.C.? The most dangerous part of the military machine in Washington, D.C. is their possession of nuclear weapons, intercontinental ballistic missiles. But Russia has more. Russia has more. So they're not afraid, but there should be mutual respect there. There should be mutual respect between superpowers that have nuclear missiles, right? It's a deterrent. But Russia, folks, has more nuclear weapons. Yes, they do. So why is it that the United States government, why is it that NATO, why is it that Europe, the European Union, want to continue to fuck with Putin? Well, because the bankers want to. Now, let me remind everyone, the bankers don't care who wins a war. All the bankers care about is that they make money off of war. Period. That is a fact. And that fact goes all the way back through history, through the banking system. Back to before they were banks, right? Before there were banks, people still made money off of war. They got powerful off of war. But in modern times, bankers enriched themselves. Now, in World War II, they made money off of both sides. American banks and English banks were financing both sides of the war. They were funding Germany as well as the Allies. You bet, folks. You bet it was. Everything is a sham. Everything is a rich man's trick, if you want to say it that way. Lots of documentary evidence on just that. All right, Mr. Uman, let's do another if we can. Uh-oh. I think he's left the chair to go get another beer. I mean, water. And pulling his chain. Chin Music's back. He says, we just need fuck Joe Biden and Marsha Cuban to keep talking and it's over. Oh, you mean Mark Cuban. Yeah, Mark, not Marsha. He just looks like a woman. He looks like, oh, good God, Rachel Mad Cow Maddow. But yeah, Joe Biden, he's doing everything he can to help Trump. How many people were on the fence? Like, I'm afraid of what Kamala would do, but I just can't vote for Trump. And then Biden's like, you're garbage. And he's like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not voting Trump. In fact, I didn't see as many black women making Trump videos until the garbage comment. And then I've seen most of the videos that I've seen of women going to vote with garbage bags are black women, because they know Joe Biden is talking about us, them. That's what he thinks of us. That's what Democrats think of us. They're telling us we're deplorable. They're telling us we're garbage. And I think Katie Couric should be arrested for threatening me with putting me in a concentration camp or a re-education camp. Same with Hillary. To me, that sounds like a fucking death threat, knowing what Hitler did to people in his work camps and his concentration camps where people were sent for their own safety. Yeah, and Mark Cuban. He's been fired. He's been told to stop talking about the election. Mark Cuban, right, so-called smart guy, no, not really, has done such a job of pissing off women. Oh, yeah, he's the one. He's the dumbass, Mark Cuban, who said strong, independent women who vote, they can't be smart and independent if you vote for, they're stupid if you vote for Trump, because then you're not smart and independent. What's funny is he's a minority. He's a minority owner of the Dallas Mavericks, but a major owner of the Dallas Mavericks is I believe, a billionaire woman who has lent her support and endorsement to Donald Trump. That's right. President Trump has been endorsed by a wealthy, strong, and independent woman. But women everywhere are pissed over this. They're pissed. Right? All the women that were, I'm not voting for Trump. I'm a Republican, but I'm not voting for Trump because he's just an arrogant jerk. I mean, what do they think of these fucking Democrats now? Think about it. If Trump is arrogant, what is Kamala? What is Twinkle Toes Tampon Timmy? What is Joe Biden? What is Mark Cuban? What is the mainstream media if they're not a bunch of arrogant, pompous fucks? Right? What are they? I mean, an idiot named Tavis Smiley hates Trump and launched an attack on CNN against J.D. Vance's family. Says J.D. Vance has mommy issues. That's the quote. And the CNN anchor decided to laugh about it. You know, CNN, because it's the news. Right? What we know is CNN is racist. They're racist. They're anti-American. And nobody is watching them. But they're fucking arrogant fucks. They're pompous bastards. They're partisan beyond all manner of speaking. And do you think for a fucking second that Kamala Harris really cares about women's reproductive rights? I mean, the way she treated black men in California who were incarcerated, the way she treated black men in California who were being prosecuted, being accused of crimes, being arrested. She went after them. She attacked black men. She arrested a black woman because her daughter wasn't in school. Oh, never mind the fact that she was had an awful disease, was awfully sick. But that didn't matter to Kamala. Arrest the woman. And in fact, get this, folks, I haven't talked about this yet, but I may as well do it as the parting shot. The North Carolina Children's Protective Services are out there, allegedly, but I've seen the reports, trying to take children from parents who have had their houses and towns destroyed, as if the state of North Carolina is going to take those kids and take good care of them, when the state of North Carolina won't even take care of their own fucking people. If they help the parents would take care of their children. But the state is only there to steal children. I wonder why, P. Diddy. I wonder why, Epstein. I wonder why. What have we seen states do? Take people's fucking children from them. That's what states do. of course. What was that, man? All right, I tell you what, I got to check out. I have a what happened to with the prank on your boss, John? Oh, well, the prank went really well. He turned 3 shades of red in his face because we all wore bald skull caps and this and that. He didn't know it, didn't expect it. It was very funny. Then we all marched down to a coffee shop and got some coffee, all dressed like numbskulls with bald heads and ridiculous baseball hats. Anyways, it was fun. It was fun. It was successful. My bosses have great senses of humor. They hired me. Shit, you think they'd have to. Anyways, look, I've got a fundraiser I've got to go to. Hopefully we raise some money to help Floridians who are in desperate need. You guys are the best. I'll see you Sunday Night Live. Sunday Night Live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Folks, chance favors the prepared mind. God bless America and Semper Fi. You all know what to do.